I first became aware of photodynamic therapy probably from the old books, where they give people health food up in those sanitariums up in Switzerland and then put them out in the sun, roll them out in the sun for 2 hours, wheel them back in. And then eventually it got very specific about the compounds. For example, the carbon 60s and the charcoal compounds and their effects. It's very interesting. There's a whole lot of photodynamic research on the effects of taking carbon 60 compounds and then being hit with certain frequencies of light. That was a huge rabbit hole. I was writing a book on charcoals and carbon 60s and fullerenes, and I got down that rabbit hole, and it was voluminous, and it was like, whoa, this is overwhelming. And I needed to write a whole separate book just on that. That's how big that subject is, just photodynamic therapy on carbon 60 and what that looks like in vivo. Very interesting. So then, of course, the big one today is methylene blue, right? You take the methylene blue, or you get the IV of methylene blue, then you get exposed to the certain wavelengths of light. You either go on this tanning bed, or you go under the light, or you go out in the sun, and then you get the certain effects from that 10 minutes later. So those are the ones that I'm most familiar with. And of course, I prefer the sunlight just because it's the complete light. When people say like the luminaries don't affect us, I say you can't get a suntan at midnight. They affect you, right? If the sun's out in the day, there's a reason the sun's out in the day, and there's a reason why the sun sets, and there's a reason why there's night. I kind of try to follow those rhythms throughout the day